With us as we look ahead to fall camp now, actual football being played at Brigham Young University on campus. And so we want to know, what's the first thing that the coaches and you specifically will be looking for, almost hoping for, on day number one?
Well, the players always bring so much energy and enthusiasm, and maybe optimism is the thing that they really will bring the most early. And the longer we can keep that going, the better. So I think we'll be reminding them and to take stock and inventory and how they feel and how much optimism there is, and to keep that going. And in the coming weeks and months and during some of the more challenging times for us as a team or them personally, can they harken back to how they felt today and tomorrow and in the first few days of camp?
This is the most important thing on day one of fall camp. I know you've been a head coach for a while, but I just want to inform you.
Yeah.
Who is controlling the music?
Yeah, that's Chad Bunn. So
Chad Bunn?
Yeah. I think so.
We're going to have a lot of REO Speedwagon.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Metallica. No, nothing. I am saying what he likes.
Yeah. Fleetwood Mac. Yeah.
Jamal Williams needs his music. Okay,
Yeah.
so try and throw something into the shuffle.
Yeah.
Us, okay.
Yeah, I think
just a suggestion.
This is a whole political power struggle that I'm not a part of, really.
I was scared there for a second when you stopped and stared me in my soul and said, "What's wrong with that, Spencer?"
Yeah.
Nothing at all, Coach.
I've seen them live. REO Speedwagon. That's rock and roll right there.
What's the dominant emotion for you as camp begins?
I'm nervous, anxious. I'm not, the difference between those two words. I feel both, and mainly just I want to make sure that I do a good job for the guys, for the players. They've put so much work in, and they have so precious few opportunities to perform, and I want to make sure that I do a great job for them.
Imagine in figuring out how you're going to run this fall camp that you had many different great influences. Kalani, at Utah and Oregon State, you've been a head coach. Ty Detmer's been a head coach in high school. What was it like pooling your thoughts together as to, okay, this is how we're going to do it?
Yeah. Well, we did a lot of advanced work just with casual conversation since from day one in January, whenever we got together. And then over the summer, Kalani and I worked quite a bit. One of the things that's really impressed me about Kalani, I think one of the harder things for any coach, but especially a head coach, is to exude a feeling of confidence in the team and the success of the team. And so like when I first became a head coach, I wanted to dominate and dictate every waking minute of my team's life, and especially during training camp. And it was a grind, and I was proud of that grind, and I preached that grind. And as I became more confident in my abilities and the abilities of my team, I exuded more confidence and gave them more time off and talked about the importance of rest in correlation with hard work and how those work together. And Kalani's, he's on point already with that, and I know our team will feel that.
I'm intrigued and absolutely love the differing personalities on the coaching staff right now. Everybody from Jack DeMooney to Kalani Sitake to you to Mike Empey. I feel like everybody is so different, yet brings a lot of experience and a wealth of knowledge. Do you feel like you've had adequate time with those differing personalities to gel as a coaching staff?
I do. There's a lot of good humility, and most importantly, I think there's the respect for BYU. The BYU runs through all of our veins, and it's a place that is really important to us, and it's not a stepping stone job for any of us. And so I think that's the common ground that we have to find. And hey, right now we're undefeated and things are going great, and everybody's getting along well, and it may not always be that way, but I think that we have a lot of common similarities in values and what's important to us, and BYU being primary in that mission.
The Big 12 expansion conversation has little to nothing to do with you guys and what you do during fall camp. But in a way, do you feel like that could be a distraction in season if they haven't decided yet, to where it's like, oh, people think that our results somehow weigh into that decision?
Yeah, I think it's already a distraction. And, like a lot of distractions, it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. And it's a worthy conversation of being excited about and of talking about, but we have to tackle it head on as a staff and as a team, and make sure that it has nothing to do with our preparation, and it can be something that's important to us. And football for all of our guys is it's a part of their lives, and whether it's first priority or fifth priority or whatever, and Big 12 expansion's in there, but so are a ton of other things, and we just have to make sure we manage them.
Whether you like it or not, that West Virginia game is going to be more than just that game, right?
Yeah. I mean, every game is life and death for us. And looking back on it as a player, you're mad after a loss, and it hurts, but you get over it fairly quickly. But geez, in coaching, it really feels like death.
Assistant head coach for BYU football and special teams coordinator Ed Lamb with us on BYU Sports Nation, part of our fall camp preview show. How much of a culture change is still needed to put the coaching staff's permanent imprint on this team and this program?
Well, I know that one of Kalani's strengths, as I was mentioning, his ability to exude confidence in the guys around him, but he's also his humility. I think he particularly would like to see Coach Mendenhall's and Coach Mendenhall's staff, their legacy, live on through us. They had a lot of success, and they really set a table and an expectation for success. So in no way are we trying to make our permanent and have all kinds of change. We haven't spent any time or effort studying the way Coach Mendenhall did it and that staff did it and changed anything. We're just going about doing the best we can. And I think my hope, and I know Kalani's hope, is that it never becomes just our team. It's Coach Mendenhall's team. It's Coach Croton's team. It's Coach Lavelle Edwards' team, and all the people that have made this such a special place.
As a special teams coordinator, I worry about point scorers, and kicker is a question mark. Can you update us on the status of the kicker, who you bring into camp and who's competing?
Yeah, coming out of spring practice, James Baird, a walk-on for us in the spring, had a really good spring practice and was really accurate with his kicks, uncannily accurate, one of the most accurate guys I've been around. And he needed to work on his leg strength coming out of the spring, and he's made a real effort to do that and has worked hard in the weight room. So I'm anxious to see what he brings back. We're not permitted to work with the guys with a football in the summer, and so I have no idea kind of what the update is on him. But we have Andrew Mickelson is back from a mission. He kicked was the starting kickoff duty guy before he left on his mission. Corey Edwards is back as well, and he feels really confident, looks good. It looks like he's had a great summer in training. And then, Rhett Allman was our second kicker coming out of the spring. So I think we have a lot of good legs, kind of in a returning role. And then we brought in a freshman, a highly recruited freshman, Jake Oldroyd from Texas, who's been very impressive to the other specialists as they kind of come back and give me the buzz on what's going on for the summer.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you played with one of the most dynamic special teams returners in college football history in James Dye, correct?
Yeah. And underappreciated. What most people don't realize is normally when a punt returner wins, is the number one punt returner in the country, that there's a good scheme in there. There's a lot of guys who have bought in. I can remember at least 2 that he took to the house on safe punt return, which means the defense is out there fatigued and there's no blocking assignments. And he was able to split the punt coverage and take it back to the house twice.
With that in mind, do you have an idea of some dynamic playmakers that you want to return the ball for you this year?
I do, and I'll qualify that. The thing that made James really good was he was also the most secure hands guy, the ball security aspect of what he did, and so we were able to use his dynamic ability. So right now, I think there are 3 or 4 guys that really have a lot of dynamic ability, but what they need to prove and what I need to train them to do is be great with that ball security, because that's got to be number one. And if we have to put an offensive lineman back there that can catch it and secure it every time, then that's what we do. The job is to give the ball to the offense.
Hunter the punter didn't catch them, but he punted. Yeah, you could do things with that. As the safety coach, what does that group look like with a lot of returning guys and a guy like Micah Hanneman that switched positions?
I feel like that's probably one of the deeper positions on the team, and that's a really good thing for a team, because normally the special teams are made up of safety type bodies, guys with speed and strength and a good combination of those, and guys that can tackle and block. I feel like we have at least 6 guys that could give a winning effort on game day. I think that will be huge for us as the prevalence of tempo offenses and teams that are striving not even for points or yards, but for plays is kind of their first goal. A lot of offenses now, we feel like if we get 90 or 100 plays, then X will occur. And so defensively, it's not like, when I played and just 10 years ago where a starting defender could go out and play the whole game and play 50 to 60 snaps, 70 on a long game. And we have to prepare to play 90 snaps, and we need a lot of depth, and especially at the safety position. Those guys cover a lot of ground.
What's the one thing you expect to know after day one of fall camp?
Oh, gosh. Great question. Hadn't considered that. I don't know that I have a good answer for the thing I would expect to know. I'm taking it one day at a time.
What do you hope to know?
I would like to email you back a thoughtful answer about that question. Yeah. And
you're not gonna name a starting quarterback on day one.
Yeah, you'll just name it tomorrow, right?
Yeah. I've named the starting quarterback. I just haven't shared that with anybody because I have no authority to name a starting quarterback. So,
are you going to make an appearance in Johnny Linehan's punting cowboy music video?
I requested. I'm really disappointed in Johnny. I mean, that is a great video. And
have you seen it?
Oh yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, I saw the draft, and then I saw what I think is close to the final.
Okay.
And I requested a role in that, and he shut me out.
Will this help or hurt Big 12 expansion?
No comment.
Yeah.
Oh, I know Ty Detmer's looking forward to any country music video, right?
Yeah, I think he'll definitely enjoy it. I know he's seen it. Johnny's been walking around with his laptop and showing anybody.
He's very proud of it.
Yeah, and he texted me as I was walking in here, so I think there might be an update.
Coach, great to have you. We wish you the best of luck in fall camp and look forward to the season.
Thank you.